Welcome back to Animated Times. Joe Todd with you. Today we're going to talk about the 6 most violent DC superheroes. DC is riddled with examples of new generation superheroes. With a devil-may-care attitude and a penchant for killing, each of these superheroes have caused bloodbaths in the motives of seeking revenge over family members or otherwise. Here are the top most barbaric DC superheroes. Number 6. The Comedian. Writer Alan Moore single-handedly destroyed the notion of heroes when he wrote The Comedian. The anti-hero comes from the comic book series Watchmen, and is the only violent Watchman in the league. To say that the Comedian is violent is a petty understatement, as he shot a Vietnamese woman in the face. It gets worse. Said woman was carrying his baby, and she was shot because she scratched him in the face. The Comedian, like Magog, represents the modern generation of superheroes who are versatile with violence. Born as Edward Blake, he was infamously kicked out of the Minutemen after he assaulted Sally Jupiter, who rejects his advances. From Minutemen that preceded Watchmen to Watchmen, Eddie's motivation for fighting alongside heroes is violence. Number 5. Azrael. Temporarily, Azrael filled in for Batman after the Batman's back was broken by Bane. Created in 1992 in Batman, Sword of Azrael by Danny O'Neill and Joe Quesada, he was brought into the Bat family by the Caped Crusader. Azrael couldn't hold it together during this period of his training, and flipped to the other side. You'd be silly to think Azrael would honor Batman's costume. He goes a little overboard and creates a dressy little batsuit out of it, with claws and blades, probably one of Batman's biggest failures. His understudy brought a bad name to the Bat family, but despite all this, he died in peace and earned his redemption in the last time he fought alongside Batman. Number 4. Midnighter. Synonymous with a little bit of old ultra-violence, the Midnighter is a good representation of the millennial generation's violent guy. Written in the late 90s, Midnighter's origin largely remains a mystery to him and others. He shares the same story as of that of Deadpool, that being he was engineered in captivity and became violent when let out. Midnighter possesses superhuman speed and predictability. His only flaw is that he doesn't know how justice should be delivered. The means aren't so much important to him as long as he's serving the ends. His redeeming quality is that he knows he's violent. He believes his violence serves the greater good. Number 3. Damian Wayne. Raised by ninja assassins of the League of Assassins, Damian Wayne knew violence before he knew the 3 R's. Damian Wayne, son of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul, was raised with the sole purpose to destroy Batman. Let's cut him some slack. Damian jointly shares Ra's al Ghul's and Batman's DNA, so it's only natural that he would swing to the other side easily. Once Damian leaves the League of Assassins to follow his father for good, he has a hard time cranking down the notch. From killing Nightwing to losing his life fighting Heretic, Damian Wayne's idolism is confusing. Number 2. Black Adam. Written by Otto Binder and C.C. Beck, Black Adam is the arch-nemesis of Shazam, the ruler of Kahndaq in the Middle East. Know the term, clamp him with an iron fist? Fits him well. With a no-nonsense attitude and a hatred for crimes, Black Adam has killed pretty much everyone from pharaohs of Egypt to slave masters. He spends a considerable part of his rule trying to quench the slave shippers and masters. Having been sold as a mare in slave markets, Black Adam crushes the slave masters without any mercy, no less than a Khaleesi of DC. And number 1, Roy Harper. From the Arrowverse, Roy Harper wasn't always violent. That was until he was injected with Mirakuru. For those unfamiliar, it's a super strength serum that Japan developed during World War II, and it changed Roy for the worse. Super strength, durability, accelerated hearing factor aside, Mirakuru played with Roy's senses. It got so bad that eventually Roy bombed his job with Team Arrow. Now known as Arsenal, Roy masqueraded as Arrow at one point and even faked his death. Now smash that like button if you liked the video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button right below the video to get more awesome content from Animated Times.